Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Sattvarasutta Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Sattvarasutta Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Anant Kur Vaishnavan Ki Jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Sako Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktavan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shriman Naman Dham Ki Jai. Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Navari Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Gangamai Ki Jai, Yamunamai Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtanya Ki Jai, Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhaktavan Ki Jai, Nitai Gora Premanandi, Hari 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 Bol, all glories to the Assembly devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembly devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the Assembly devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Guruvani Vinacharya.
Hare Krishna, dear friends. Please write Hare Krishna into the comment section so I know that you're there. Who is watching?
Dan, H. New,
Hare Krishna. Dan.
Michelle
Williams. Hare Krishna.
Rudra,
Rudra Prakash Prabhu. Hare
John
Krishna.
Griffin,
John Griffin. Yes. Nice.
Mark Kunze,
Mark Unse. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Jitendra Kumar,
Jitendra Kumar Prabhu.
Danny Recker,
Danny. Hare Krishna. Danny.
Shamdai,
Shamdai, of course. Hare Krishna.
Narsingh Rao,
Nasinga Rao. Hare Krishna.
Doris,
Doris. Yes. Hare Krishna Doris.
Rudra Prakash,
Rudra Prakash. Yes. Already
Srishti
mentioned.
Kapoor,
Srishti Kapoor. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Majaya Prabhu,
Maitreya. Oh. Who is that? I forgot.
and Alexandra
Alexandra from Ukraine. Hare Krishna. Alexandra.
and Agori.
Agori. Yes. Yes. I think that's a Mataji. I'm not sure. Mataji or Prabhuji.
So Ganesh Ganapati.
Ganesh. Yes. Also regular. No Tony. Yeah. Tony Gotzel. Maybe she's busy.
And also Matt Cook.
Matt Cook. Yes. Very good. Okay. So this is our nice Bliss gang. All the Bliss devotees have gathered. Thank you so much, Prabhus, Matajis. Today we're reading from the Sri Caitanya Caritamrita, Adi Lila chapter 4. Text 34, starting from 34. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Krishna manifests his eternal human-like form and performs his pastimes to show mercy to the devotees. Having heard such pastimes, one should engage in service to him. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai.
Jai.
This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has innumerable expansions of His transcendental form, who eternally exist in the spiritual world. This material world is only a perverted reflection of the spiritual world, where everything is manifested without inebriety. There, everything is in original existence, free from the domination of time. Time cannot deteriorate or interfere with the conditions in the spiritual world, where different manifestations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the recipients of the worship of different living entities in their constitutional spiritual positions. In the spiritual world, all existence is unadulterated goodness. The goodness found in the material world is contaminated by the modes of passion and ignorance. The saying that the human form of life is the best position for devotional service has its special significance because only in this form can a living entity revive his eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The human form is considered the highest state in the cycle of the species of life in the material world. If one takes advantage of this highest kind of material form, one can regain his position of devotional service to the Lord. Incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear in all the species of life, although this is inconceivable to the human brain. The Lord's pastimes are differentiated according to the appreciating capacity of the different types of bodies of the living entities. The Supreme Lord bestows the most merciful benediction to human society when He appears in His human form. It is then that humanity gets the opportunity to engage in different kinds of eternal service to the Lord. Special natural appreciation of the descriptions of a particular pastime of Godhead indicates the constitutional position of a living entity. Adoration, servitorship, friendship, parental affection, and conjugal love are the 5 primary relationships with Krishna. The highest perfectional stage of the conjugal relationship, enriched by many sentiments, gives the maximum relishable mellow to the devotee. The Lord appears in different incarnations as a fish, tortoise, and boar, as Parashuram, Lord Ram, Buddha, and so on, to reciprocate the different appreciations of living entities in different stages of evolution. The conjugal relationship of amorous love, called parakyaras, is the unparalleled perfection of love exhibited by Lord Krishna and his devotees. A class of so-called devotees known as Sajias try to imitate the Lord's pastimes, although they have no understanding of the amorous love in its expansions of pleasure potency. Their superficial imitation can create havoc on the path for the advancement of one's spiritual relationship with the Lord. Material sexual indulgence can never be equated with spiritual love, which is unadulterated goodness. The activities of the Sajias simply lower one deeper into the material contamination of the senses and mind. Krishna's transcendental pastimes display eternal servitorship to Adokshaja, the Supreme Lord, who is beyond all conception through material senses. Materialistic conditioned souls do not understand the transcendental exchanges of love, but they like to indulge in sense gratification in the name of devotional service. The activities of the Supreme Lord can never be understood by irresponsible persons who think the pastimes of Radha and Krishna to be ordinary affairs. The rasa dance is arranged by Krishna's internal potency Yoga Maya, and it is beyond the grasp of the materially affected person. Trying to throw mud into transcendence with their perversity, the Sajias misinterpret the sayings Tat Paratvena Nirmalam and Tat Paro Bhavet. By misinterpreting Tadashihi Kridaha, they want to indulge in sex while pretending to imitate Lord Krishna. But one must actually understand the imports of the words through the intelligence of the authorized Goswamis. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, in his prayers to the Goswamis, has explained his inability to understand such spiritual affairs. Rupa Raghunat Parihaibik Akuti Kabehama Pujahaba Se Jugala Priti. When I shall be eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental love affairs of Radha and Krishna. In other words, unless one is trained under the disciplic succession of the Goswamis, one cannot understand Radha and Krishna. The conditioned souls are naturally averse to understanding the spiritual existence of the Lord, and if they try to know the transcendental nature of the Lord's pastimes while they remain absorbed in materialism, they are sure to blunder like the Sajias. Om Agyandarinandasya Gyanajana Shalakyam Chakshunanminidam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, has opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble obeisances unto His lotus feet. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
So, Krishna manifests His pastimes, His activities in this world. There are people who say that God can never come to this world. God is some special person and He cannot come, because this material world is contaminated. So God doesn't belong here. So yes, God never comes here because of his karma. God has no karma. Krishna is not subjected by any higher law. Matta paratanam nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. There is no truth superior to the personality of Krishna. But he comes here out of his immense love for his children, especially the conditioned souls, his lost children. Just like when there's a father and he has many children, the youngest child, who is the most ignorant, because children are ignorant, they're innocent and ignorant, they're the most dearest to the father because they're so helpless. So similarly, Krishna is very much concerned for this conditioned souls who are completely wrapped in ignorance. And that is why he takes so much care to enlighten us. He comes in so many different forms. There's the evolution of consciousness, evolution of bodies, not the evolution of one body into another, but the consciousness or the soul, according to his activities, is either evolving or devolving. When he evolves, then he is transferred to superior bodies. This human form of body is the best. Because in this human form of life, you can understand your eternal relationship with Krishna. Swarupa Siddhi. It's called Swarupa Siddhi, the perfection of knowing one's original form. So that is the best. The human form is the best. And Krishna also comes in a human-like form. It is human-like, it is not human form. So, if we do not use this human form, take advantage fully for spiritual development, then we might also devolve, we might degrade. But Krishna is so kind that even if we degrade, Krishna appears in all the species. Have you noticed? Prabhupada says, in all the species of life, although this is inconceivable to the human brain, it is inconceivable to us. How is it possible? How Krishna takes his form in all the different species of life to benefit the living entities. For example, there is the fish incarnation. Lord as the fish, and as a tortoise. So Krishna takes, and then Lord Nrsimhadev, half man, half lion. Krishna takes these seemingly animal-looking forms, Lord Varaha also. So the evidence is there in the Shastra. But his main purpose is to attract the living entities. Prabhupada says here that the purpose of hearing these pastimes is one should become attracted and then render service to the Lord. This devotional service is very, very important. This service attitude, that we should understand is our constitutional position. How to serve. This is our dharma. Dharma does not change. You can change your religion, but dharma you cannot change. It is the intrinsic value of the living entity, of the soul, not the body, of the soul. The soul wants to love. and the soul wants to serve. Love without service is simply cheating. Just like people who say, I love God. Well, how do you serve God? Oh, I'm serving my family. So how is that service to God? There's a foolish saying by the Mayavadis. They say, Madhava Seva, Mana Seva. Mana Seva is Manu Seva. Service to Madhava is service to mankind is the service to Madhava. Madhava is another name of Krishna, Jai Radha Madhava. So this is so foolish. Mankind is simply an insignificant part and parcel of Madhava, of Krishna. It is not that by watering the branches and leaves of a tree, the root will be watered. So these are all foolish ideas. So it is our constitutional position to serve Krishna. Right now, because that service propensity is misused, we feel inebriety. Just like if someone is putting food into different holes in the body, but he never manages to put the food in the mouth. The mouth is another hole. So if you put the food in all the bodily holes, but you forget the mouth, then you'll be frustrated. But that is what is going on. That is what we're doing. Avoiding Krishna and serving everybody else except Krishna. So you must serve. And this service propensity is always there with us. The Christian is serving, the Muslim is serving, atheist is serving, we're all serving. So when we serve Krishna, then we become happy. Yatma suprasidati. That is the perfection of the service propensity. This service does not end. Material service ends. Let's say you love your wife or husband and you serve them nicely. But at one point, there's either divorce or death, and then that service is finished. But in Krishna consciousness, that service goes on continuously. Even if one makes very little spiritual advancement, that is never lost. Krishna always remembers that little spiritual advancement. That is not a waste of time. That will elevate the person in his future life. So, because the soul is eternal, we are eternal, we need this eternal service. In a material sense, service is not so nice. That's why we sometimes shudder. When we say devotional service, we shudder. Oh, I don't want to serve. We have a bad taste from serving Maya. So we must understand what is devotional service. It is the ultimate pleasure. See, although we do not like service in the material world, when someone is in love, someone falls in love. Just like a mother is in love for her child. The child is passing stool into the diapers, passing urine, whatever, vomiting, and it's horrible. The child is so dirty. But the mother, she is serving him without any rewards. The child does not give anything back, simply crying more. He's so dependent, the little baby. So the mother doesn't mind. The mother goes on serving. Prabhupada said that the love of the mother for the child is the closest to pure love of Krishna. But even the mother, she has expectations that when the child grows up, he will take care of me. She's thinking like that. It's not completely pure. But just to illustrate the example, when you're in love, then service becomes pleasure. Service becomes pleasure. Surrender to that person becomes pleasurable. We want that. We want to give ourselves to our beloved personality. So when that is done in the regulative way towards Krishna, towards God, then our happiness will be eternal. We will enjoy eternally. Now, Prabhupada says the Lord appears in different incarnations and so on to reciprocate the different appreciations of living entities in different stages of evolution. So this love of Krishna also has many varieties. It has varieties from two different angles of vision. One is the different development of love of Krishna. Just like there's Shraddha, faith, Sadhu Sangha, association of the devotees, Bhajana Kriya, executing regulative principles according to the direction of the spiritual master, Anatta-nivritti, clearing out all the impurities from the heart, Nishta, firm faith, Ruchi, taste, Asakti, attachment, Bhava, ecstasy, Prema, love of Godhead. So these are different gradations. This has been analyzed by the Goswamis for our benefit. How to develop Krishna Prema. This is the recipe. When you make a recipe, there are steps to follow. Suppose you make a chapati. First you take the flour, put a little salt, pinch of salt, water, mix it up, make a dough. Then roll the chapati, put on the flame, puff it up, put the ghee. And then you offer to Krishna and then you eat. There are steps to be followed. And at the end there's so much pleasurable feeling. Right? When we honor Krishna Prasadam, whatever preparation is your favorite, you enjoy so much. But suppose the person, he wants to enjoy immediately and he starts eating that flour. Is that very nice? Or raw dough. I remember when I was a child, my mom was making some cookies or something and I would steal the raw dough. I was very fond of eating that raw dough. And my mom would always chastise me because it's not good for digestion. So don't be like that. There are levels of realization and we have to go through these different grades to come to Krishna Prema. Not immediately. You cannot jump. Because then it will be just like eating raw flour. Yes, eating is there, okay, and your enthusiasm is there. But you're not getting nourished. You're getting poisoned. So that's one type of varieties. It is not that the highly elevated Paramahamsas and someone who is just on the threshold of bhakti are the same. Don't make that mistake. We must preserve the hierarchy. Otherwise the Krishna consciousness ecstasy will become polluted. We don't want that. Later on, we're going to read about Swarup Damodar, the personal secretary of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya appointed him to verify and to check before any poet comes in front of Lord Chaitanya to recite his poetry. Swarup Damodar would double check. He would supervise. He would test. And this is because Swarup Damodar Goswami was a great scientist, Bhakti Yoga scientist, and then he knew all the nuances of spiritual ecstasies. There's something called, now I'm forgetting the name, maybe you can help me, the mixing of rasas? Rasabas. Yeah, there's something called rasabas. The unfavorable mixing of rasas. See, the spiritual pleasure we feel with God is so subtle, so sensitive, so full of varieties that any little deviation can create a havoc, can disturb the Lord. So these highly elevated devotees, our Srila Prabhupada included, they're very expert in questions of rasa and rasabhas and so on and so on. They know all the details. So we must be very careful that we do not jump. So the neophytes, they're recommended to follow the rules and regulations very strictly. Srila Prabhupada says, your love for me will be shown how you cooperate with one another to keep this mission going. And on another occasion, Srila Prabhupada says, your love for me will be shown how you're following the regulative principles. What is the use of shouting, Jaya Prabhupada Jaya, if you don't follow the regulative principles? That's how you prove your love. Prabhupada says something, so you must do it. You promise at the initiation, I'm going to do this, so you must follow that. That's your love. Just like when a man and woman, they marry, they give vows to each other. I will take care of you, I will protect you, I will serve you until the death does us apart, as they say. So they make commitment. And if the man goes with another woman or 20 other women, then how is it any love? So in the neophyte stage, don't try to jump over. Follow the regulative principles. Prove your love to the spiritual master by following the principles that he has instructed us to follow. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he said that don't try to see Krishna. Try to render service in such a way that Krishna will see you. Krishna will be so impressed. You don't have to attract his attention. Krishna is in your heart. You can attract Krishna by your beautified consciousness, purified and beautified consciousness. That is what attracts Krishna. Your pure mentality. Not even the offering. Let's say you offer Krishna a big feast cooked by, what is his name? Ramsey? Gordon Ramsay. Although I do not know if Krishna would accept from such a rascal. But because he's such a good cook, let's say, you offer. And so, but yes, this is the problem. If he's not a devotee, if he does not have pure consciousness, then whatever preparation he gives, it might be the most delicious. Krishna does not enjoy that. And it might be some half raw chapatis like our Dhananjaya Prabhu sometimes makes. But because it is done with love, he's trying his best, 200% endeavor. Always trying. The Krishna, he relishes this. The example is there in the Shastra. There was this one devotee, and Krishna came to his house and he was giving bananas, but he became so ecstatic by seeing Krishna. Imagine being with Krishna, how ecstatic that must be. That he was giving Krishna the banana peels and he was throwing the fruit on the floor. But Krishna was relishing, oh, very nice banana peels, thank you. And he was eating the banana peels, Krishna. Krishna can eat anything. He doesn't have a problem. Prabhupada even said that if Krishna said, I want chicken, then we would offer him chicken. We'd go and kill the chicken and offer him. Krishna can eat anything. Of course, he doesn't ask. He's not so cruel. He's asking, Patram pushpam palam toyam. Leaf, water, fruit, flower, like that. So this is one type of variety of love for Krishna. And another type of variety is in the perfectional stage. There are also gradations, but these are not material gradations. These are spiritual gradations. Think of it as a flower opening up. This is an analogy I just came up with. But think of it as a flower opening up. There are different petals. And the inside of the flower is the most beautiful. When the flower is fully opened, it is the most beautiful. But it is also beautiful when it's closed. The flower is always beautiful. So there are these different rasas, different relationships, and the spirit soul has eternally one of these relationships. It is there. So the point is not to go to the highest, the center of the flower necessarily. The whole point of Krishna consciousness is to realize one of these relations, what relationships I have with Krishna, and act naturally in that relationship. Of course, this cannot be done by a neophyte devotee. That spiritual form is not revealed to a neophyte devotee. This relationship is revealed when the heart is completely pure. It is revealed from the heart. It is not then it's written in any shastra that, oh, your relationship, your name is such and such. It is not by astrology we can understand. No, it is by purification. But Srila Prabhupada gives a little hint here. Special natural appreciation of the descriptions of a particular pastime of Godhead indicates the constitutional position of a living entity. So when a devotee gets an indication, slight indication, then he focuses on hearing specifically the pastimes that relate to his spiritual form. Just like suppose someone is situated in the Vatsalya Ras, the parental relationship. He will later on focus on the descriptions of Mother Yashoda, descriptions of her body, descriptions of her sari, jewels, her activities, like that. One should meditate on the associate of Krishna who has that particular relationship. Srila Prabhupada also warns in this connection in Nectar of Devotion that although one may meditate on such an associate, he should never try to become that associate, because then he becomes contaminated by the impersonal philosophy. he becomes an impersonalist. Always remember, service, devotional service. The Mayavadis, they always want to become. I want to be, being. Self, being, become. Devotees doesn't want to become. Devotee does not have any ambition. He simply wants to serve. He wants to be engaged. He wants to be active in a relationship. Relationship is dynamic. It is not being. Yeah? If a man and woman, they have a relationship, it's not that they sit down and they are together. They remain in their being. No, there is an interaction of activities. So a devotee should never try to become Mother Yashoda, become a gopi, become a coward boy, become the cow in the spiritual world, Surabhi cow. No. We should learn how to be servants. Similarly with the spiritual master, so many misunderstand. This is the test. Instead of serving the Guru, you're trying to become the Guru. That is artificial. That is always artificial. The bona fide spiritual master, why is he bona fide? Because he has zero desire to become the spiritual master. He wants to serve as the spiritual master, but never become the spiritual master. You follow this point? Do you understand why is it so important that we understand that if someone is trying to become a guru in the presence of our Srila Prabhupada, how much deviant that is, how he will never be able to come to these higher states of Krishna consciousness. This is the test. The Guru says, Lord Chaitanya actually says, Jare dako tare kaho Krishna upadesh, amara agyana anatarai desha. So he says, yes, become a guru, but how? By preaching Krishna upadesh, by repeating. Everyone can do it. Just like now you're hearing this class, you can repeat to others. You are immediately guru. It is immediate. It is not a big deal. Everyone can be a guru. Small child can be a guru. So this is becoming a guru by service. That should be done. Serve. Preach. We see that we see that devotees are not so much enthused to preach. Thank you. They're not enthused to preach. When Srila Prabhupada was here physically, he is here also today physically, but in his manifested form. Srila Prabhupada enthused so many young people to preach Krishna consciousness. And there was such a result. 108 temples was established. But when he departed, then the preaching spirit was disturbed. So if you want to be guru, if you have that ambition, then you preach. And then you will purify this desire. By preaching itself, you become free from the desire to be a guru. Why people want to be gurus? Because they want to enjoy. Just like when people want to be God, they want to enjoy. They don't want to protect the living entities and take care of them and incarnate in various species for their benefit and so on and so on. This is what Krishna is doing. Krishna is also doing so much service. Service is attractive to Krishna also. But people, they want to be God because they want to enjoy. Oh, Rasa Leela. Krishna is dancing with unmarried girls. I'm also going to do that. They want to imitate. They want to follow in the footsteps. Similarly, the Sajiyas, they want to immediately become Mother Yashoda or Gopi or this and that. And they want to use Krishna for their sense gratification. They want to use Krishna as a sense gratificatory object. Yes, there are such deviant sects, just like Saki Becky and so on and so on. Their devotional service, they're dreaming of having sex with Krishna. So this is not the attitude. Sex means sense gratification. There is no sense gratification in Krishna consciousness. Everything for Krishna. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. If I do not enjoy, that's okay. As long as he enjoys. There is no motive, there is no expectation. So, the Sajiyas, Sajiya means devotee, cheap devotee. One who thinks that spiritual advancement is cheap. Oh, I just chant Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 1, 2, 3 times and then I'll go to heaven. It's like so many people, religious people, they think, oh, I pay my fees in a church or mosque and then I go to the heavenly planets or kingdom of God, whatever. It is not so cheap. You must enter the spiritual world in this very lifetime through your consciousness. Through the purification of your consciousness, you enter the spiritual world. In this life, even before you leave this body. That is required. That level of absorption is required to go back to guided. This Vaikuntha is a state of mind. There is an actual place, Vaikuntha, of course, we don't deny. But you must make your mind Vaikuntha, first of all, before you can go there. The place will not do it for you. It's not automatic. You have to become a resident of Vaikuntha by becoming qualified. Become qualified. And we become qualified by rendering devotional service. So always remain in a humble state of mind. Here's Narottam Das Thakur. He says, when shall I be eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis? Then I shall be able to understand the transcendental love affairs of Radha and Krishna. He's putting the emphasis on the process of Shravanam, process of hearing. If we do not have taste for hearing, if we do not come to the class, if we do not read Prabhupada's books, then we cannot understand anything about Krishna's pastimes. Even if you think, no, I enjoy the Leelas, I enjoy, your enjoyment is simply sex desire that you are mistakenly taking as devotional pleasure. Yes? Stop that. Don't do that. You're wasting your time. And Prabhupada says that the material desires, they will deepen more. You become more materialistic. The activities of the Sajiyas simply lower one deeper into the material contamination of the senses and mind. Manasastran indriyani prakatistani karshati. The living entity, parts and parcel of Krishna. He's struggling in this material world with the senses and mind. This is our main problem here. We're being diverted by the senses and then we speculate through the mind. So if you indulge in this deviant practice of jumping to the confidential pastimes without any purification, without following the bona fide instructions of a bona fide spiritual master, your material lust, your material greed will simply increase. It's dangerous. These are offenses. We have to learn how to avoid offenses. Krishna is a person. If I say something to you now on Facebook, oh, you'll be so offended. If I write your name, I say, he is a rascal. You get so offended. Why you say I'm a rascal? What is this? So Krishna also, he has his feelings. He's a person. That is why we're trying to avoid the offenses. So these are highly offensive. If we think of Krishna's pastimes as mundane, and we try to imitate Krishna and indulge in material sense gratification in the name of his service, these are highly offensive. And the offenses that would prolong our stay in a material existence. That is also stated in the Caitanya Caritamrita. One who cannot give up offenses in the chanting of the holy names of the Lord, he can chant for millions of years, but he will never taste the fruit of the chanting. What is the fruit of the chanting? Krishna prema. So be aware of these devotees who extensively speak of Radha and Krishna pastimes or these confidential pastimes. Look at Srila Prabhupada. Most of his talks are about how miserable this material world is and how we should follow the regulative principles and how we are not this body. Of course, he gives all the topics. He explains all these confidential pastimes are explained in Srila Prabhupada's books. But because we are neophytes, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing purification. First you purify. Then your relationship will be revealed to you. Automatically, spontaneously, no need to push it, no need to force it. Don't force anything. Force your rascal mind to give up sinful activities. Do that first. Then we shall speak. Okay, so I'll stop here. Are there any questions? My grandpa. Yes?
Thank you for a very nice class. My first question is, since Lord Krishna appears in every single form, every single animal species, you said.
Yes.
Does that mean also?
No, I didn't say it. Prabhupada says that.
Right. So that means also bacteria and worms and like...
That's what Prabhupada says.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you. And my second question is, can we worship Lord Varahadeva, Murti?
Even this Nrsingadev, they worship in Mayapur. I heard the devotees saying that this Prabhupada never authorized this.
Prabhupada never installed the Nrsimha Murti.
No. And Prabhupada says, if you change the deity worship as I have established, this will be the greatest disturbance in our movement.
Wow.
So, I don't know, maybe Prabhupada authorized. But I would rather be safe than sorry. Risking is not very good idea in spiritual advancement. You can make risks to preach Krishna consciousness, that's different.
Right.
But if something you're not sure, don't do it.
So this was never done that anybody would.
Never done. It was Radha, Krishna, Nitai Gaur deities,
Right.
Ramachandra, Lord Ram, Lakshman, Sita, Hanuman.
Oh, okay.
Just like here in Bhaktivedanta Manor they have. That was approved by Srila Prabhupada, and Kaliya, Krishna in Fiji.
Okay.
That was done. Lord Jagannath.
Right.
These were the deities that Prabhupada installed. So why unnecessarily experiment? If you have the Shastric backup, I'm not saying that it's unauthorized. Lord Varaha is a bona fide incarnation.
Right.
But if you do not have the instruction from the Guru, then you're in a risky area. Why risk unnecessarily? That's gambling.
I don't wanna. I was just wondering if Prabhupada.
Yeah.
We saw beautiful murti yesterday. Lord Varaha.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next.
You want me to read TikToks? They're here.
Yeah. No Facebook? No questions on Facebook? Everybody got bored?
Questions, TikTok, Instagram, questions, everyone.
On YouTube also?
YouTube.
If you're watching on any of these platforms, then you can ask a question.
Oh, there's lots of. How do you. Bhakti is wondering on YouTube.
Who?
Bhakti Fi. Bhaktify.
Bhaktify.
Bhaktify. Cool name.
Bhaktify. Krishna-fy, Bhaktify.
Cool.
That's a nice name. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have a question that when I see a lady normally in the roads, etc., so lust will come.
In the roads?
On the road.
On the road.
Walking.
Uh-huh.
On the road. So lust will come. So how can I overcome this lust, and what vision I have to create to destroy this lust? How can you overcome your lust? How have you overcome your lust? Give me some solution, please.
I have not overcome my lust in any way. I am the lowest of the lowest. But this is not so easy. If you can overcome your lust, then pretty much you're on the way back home, back to Godhead. This whole process of Krishna consciousness means transforming lust into love of Krishna. So it is not that I give you some special mantra and immediately lust is purified. This is the whole process of Krishna consciousness. So first of all, you should follow the regulated principles. You should accept the spiritual master, take initiation from him, and follow strictly his instructions. That's the first thing. So if you don't have a spiritual master, if you're just floating and going here and there asking for advice, but you don't follow any of the advice, then you cannot make any advancement. First you must be fixed up. The Guru, that's the first thing. First you accept the Guru. And how do you accept the Guru? By hearing. Don't accept Guru blindly, but you sit down and hear. So here's a Guru, Srila Prabhupada. Hear from Srila Prabhupada, read his books, and he will guide you. Then you can conquer lust. Gradually, it's a gradual process. Not you want immediate, then you'll be unsuccessful. Next.
There's a nice question on Twitch. Someone is saying just now, Charlton is saying, hello, bro. But there's a previous question. Bear of Cups is wondering, when we find understanding, where do we begin servitude? Where do we start? Where do we go?
You can start by chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It does not require any paraphernalia. If you have a tongue and ear, you can immediately start serving Krishna. This is also service. You're glorifying his name. So if you understand, yes, okay, I should do this, then start this chanting. And chant. Chant constantly. Every day, chant, chant, chant. That's how you can begin.
There are some questions on TikTok. Is there a difference between Luis Alfonso Leon is wondering on TikTok? Is there a difference between sacrifice and service? Is it one and the same?
Yes, in one sense it is the same. Yeah, when you serve, you are sacrificing your sense gratification for Krishna. But sacrifice can also take form according to the mode of material nature you're situated in. That's why we need the spiritual master. So we understand how to perform the sacrifice. Because sometimes the sacrifice is executed in mode of ignorance, in a mode of passion, in a mode of goodness. So, these sacrifices will also give different types of results. If you sacrifice in mode of ignorance, then you will get the result in the mode of ignorance, like that. So you need knowledge, how to make the sacrifice pure sacrifice, without any motivation. Okay?
Now he's wondering, how then can we purify our sacrifices?
By hearing from the Guru. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya uparikshanti te jnanam jnaninas tatvadashina. This word tad means knowledge of the different sacrifices. Tadvidhi pranipatena. You should surrender to the spiritual master, because he knows the knowledge of how to perform sacrifice. So this chanting is also sacrifice, yagya, sankirtan yagya. And we're learning from Srila Prabhupada how to chant offenselessly, how to chant in such a way that the chanting becomes potent. So everybody is invited to chant, but if you want to make it very, very effective, then you must accept the guidance of the Guru. Next.
Mr. Seeker on TikTok is wondering, I have been reading your books for 6 weeks. Any advice?
Go on reading and add chanting. If you chant also, it'll purify your consciousness, and then you will assimilate the knowledge in the books better. So chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go on chanting and go on reading. And if you have any questions, then you can come to the stream and ask, or ask me in person. Next.
There's one question on Twitch, but it's it doesn't relate to the class.
Okay, next.
Pollute the atmosphere.
No. We have to be a little selective, because now we have so many questions. So many devotees are coming, hundreds of viewers. So we have to be really selective. If you write a question, make it sensible, not nonsense question.
This is a good question by Louis. Louis is wondering, how can we help you all?
Just give a donation. We're always asking donations. We have to maintain this place, this preaching work, devotees, everything. Print books. Everything costs money. So by giving money to the cause of Krishna consciousness, you yourself, you become benefited. You will advance in your Krishna consciousness. Next.
Navush is wondering,
who?
Navush,
okay.
What is Hare Krishna?
Hare is the energy of God, and Krishna is God. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we're glorifying the energy and also the Lord, the Supreme Lord. And we're asking them to engage us in their service. This is your constitutional position. You're eternal servant of God. So by chanting Hare Krishna, that propensity to serve God will manifest more and more. The more you chant, the more it will manifest. Next.
This Mr. Make Out Hill is wondering, what do you mean donation? Go work. Well, sorry, that was not really a question.
You go work. We're working here. This is also work. This is the most important work.
And Robe is wondering, how do my donations determine my consciousness?
Because everything is the property of Krishna. Now we're falsely claiming this is UK, this is Germany, this is Japan. And because we're falsely claiming like that, we become anxious. And we become attached. And because you become attached, you have to take another birth and suffer. So giving donations is purifying your mentality of this false ownership. And then you can engage in pure service to Krishna if you don't have any of these attachments. If you have attachment and you want to have attachment for Krishna at the same time, it doesn't work. Either you serve Krishna or you serve Maya. Makes sense?
One person is wondering, Make Hill is now wondering, after you die, will you go to paradise or hell?
Well, that depends on my activities. You think that it's the same for everyone? That we all go to heaven without any consequences? You have choices in life. And if you make bad choices, then your destination will be very bad.
This is an interesting question. Mr. Robe is saying, pay money to earn consciousness. Money is the root of all evil.
No, you have not understood anything. It's not the money, it's your mentality. Your mentality, you're cultivating mentality. You were asking about mentality. How does giving donations develop your mentality? No, you were asking, I explained. Now you're saying, oh, it's the money. You're misinterpreting. You're arguing with your own manufactured argument. I never said this. Money is not going to do it. You have to develop mentality. So when we give donation, it should be done also with the proper mentality, with the understanding. Now that you give me donation, here's Purujit, here's $1 million, and now instead of preaching about Krishna on your live stream, you dance like Michael Jackson. I will kick out all your donation. I don't care for your money. We're trying to do something sensible here. Serving Krishna using money to glorify God is sensible. You must glorify someone. Your girlfriend, your country, Mr. Trump. Glorification is going on. But that sort of glorification doesn't bring you any happiness. And it divides people. You glorify Trump, I glorify someone else, Putin, and there's fight. But if we all glorify God, then we'll all be happy because we're all parts and parcels of God. So, of course, this is the good use of money, to glorify God. Any other use of money, that is the source of evil. I agree. It's like a knife. You can use it to murder someone, or you can use it to cut nice vegetables and offer to Krishna. Knife is not guilty. It's the rascal who is using the knife. He is the guilty. So similarly, money is just a form of energy. If you use it for Krishna, it becomes very, very helpful. And if you use it for your sense gratification, then it will bring you ruination. Next.
He says he agrees, but it's confusing, and he's...
Well, it's confusing because you don't want to understand. For a confused person, everything is confusing. You must have some sense. You must be open. If you're coming here to challenge, you will never understand. I don't want to nourish this your attitude. I don't have time. There are many others who are interested. If you're not interested, you can go. There's not by force. We wish you all the best. That's okay. If you don't want to give donations, we're not going to be angry. That's fine. Next.
Nova is wondering, what does Krishna think of people who worship other religions?
And there's no other religion. This is what makes Krishna consciousness unique. We don't divide people as different religions, to different religions. We say that religion is one. How to love God. Now there are different gradations or variations of how people approach God, but they're approaching the same person. So he might not be so developed to know God's name, pastimes, activities, form, like that. They might not know so much, but if the idea is there, that God is there and we're supposed to surrender to God, that is real religion. It doesn't matter what you call it, a Christian, Muslim, or doesn't matter. Next.
Okay, he gets it. He says that's how we can help them, by giving donations. Now Jacob Vijayan is wondering why we have so many schools of sects even in Sanatana Dharma.
Well, there are deviants. There are those who deviate from the Shastra. We don't care about those. There are many of those. And then there are, as I was explaining in the class, Krishna, he manifests in different forms to attract different people of different varieties of desires. Just like in a company, let's say Coca-Cola company or some other company, Apple, they have an advertising campaign, right? And they advertise to different classes of people. They advertise for the old people, they advertise for the young people, for the lower class, middle class, higher class. They target a specific class of people with a specific commercial or advertisement. But the company is the same. The aim is to buy the product. So in the same way, Krishna, he sends his representative to explain the science in various ways, but the aim is one, to bring people to God. Okay?
And he's wondering, Mekat Hill is wondering, what is the biggest sin you can do?
The biggest sin, there is no such a thing. It is stated in the Shastra that the holy name, this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, can purify more sins than you are capable of committing. This is the glory of the Maha Mantra. Just imagine, you can be the greatest sinner, and yet if you chant Hare Krishna, there is a possibility of purification. So there is no such a thing as the biggest sin. Next.
Aaron is saying the biggest sin is not donating.
No. Again, Okay, this is the useless. These people are useless.
MB is saying, what do you think about Abrahamic religions?
So everybody needs money. Everybody needs money. We're asking a donation. The government doesn't ask you a donation. They just tax you. And they use for nonsense. Now, Mr. Trump is seeing, how much of the money was misused. I don't know if it's true or not, somehow or other, but that's a fact. It's written in the Bhagavatam. In Kali Yuga, the politicians, the leaders will be rogues. They simply tax people and they use the money for their own sense gratification. So we're asking donation. We're not coming with guns or police. You did not pay taxes, you go to jail. We're asking donation. If you want, you give. If you don't want, that's okay. I never said this, that this is the biggest sin. We're allowing everyone to come here and eat for free. Every Sunday we cook so many nice preparations, anybody can come and eat as much as he wants. We even go out, we distribute this food outside. Come, take. Hare Krishna is known as kitchen religion. So it's not that we're simply taking money, we're also giving to the society. But you're such a rascal that you don't want to spare a single dollar for spiritual purpose. You will spend money for nonsense. I swear, if I saw your bank account, I would see so many expenditures. You give money to so many rascals for nonsense things, but you're going to criticize devotees for asking donations to glorify Krishna. You're a rascal. That's a fact. I call you a rascal. Yes?
No, they're just being offensive, so...
Yeah, they must be offensive because I have touched a nerve.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That means because I have spoken the truth, now you're getting agitated. But I have to speak the truth. I cannot compromise. It might hurt in the beginning if I call you a rascal, but when you think about it, you will understand that actually he was right. Later on, you will understand. Okay.
Louis is
Yes.
saying that if he's offering, if we need anyone to read in Spanish a portion of our day, let him know. If he's offering his service, that if we need anybody to either read in Spanish,
Oh, you want to translate?
that would be very nice. Yeah.
Yes, we need. Okay, so get in touch.
Yes.
You can have his contact, Luis.
Yeah.
Okay, get his contact. Yes, we need translation in Spanish. All right, thank you so much. Grantaraj Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi. Hari 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 Bol.
Namo Vishnu Paraya Krishna Vastaya Bhutri Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Reva Gauravani Miracharina Nirvishesha Shunamari Bhachartarishtarine.
This is your translate 100%.
Very good.
Very nice.
That's very nice. See? He doesn't give donation, but he will translate. So that's okay also. You can do some service. But you don't want to do anything. Simply criticize and writing silly comments. Why are you wasting your time? I don't understand.
Just because I like people streaming over.
Can you just plug up this?
Are we going to do Vrindavan and Guru Puja?
Oh, right. Sorry. Accustomed.
Yeah. Our TikTok now, the final part of our program. Dancing and chanting. After you all got what you deserve, now you can have some fun. Some of you have been here with us from the very morning, even though you say that this is nonsense and bogus and whatever all these things. Somehow you have lasted with us, so I think it's secretly attractive. And you don't even know, but you're getting brainwashed. Did you set up the speaker program?
It's not gonna be cancelled because of the copyrights, the song?
No.
Okay.
No, it's all okay.
On Facebook, usually it gets deleted. Yeah, they silence it.
But then I can make a claim and they won't release it. Sometimes they ask us, they just make like a bogus claim.
Yeah.
I always dispute it.
Yeah, me too.
Is it right now? Can you just change the cameras? Change it over so they can see.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna-related Bhutri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Nidhinamana Namaste Saraswati Deva Guruvani Bracharina Nirvishesha Shunavari Paschartarishtarina Govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venumakvavantam Aravindarayanataksham Maravadasam Samasita Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Agyani asya sakalin driyavriti manti pasyanti panti kalayanti chiram jaganti ananda chinmaya sadhu lala vigrahasya govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Govindam Hari Purusham Tamaham
Hari Purusha Tamam Bhajami Govindam 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 Hari Purusha Tamam Bhajami. Shri Shri Gaura Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Satma Vannamoyi Savadanam Vannamoyi Savadanam Krishna Prapti hoy jaha hoy de Krishna Prapti hoy Krishna prapti hoya, hoite.
Krishna prapti hoya,
Guru mukha padma vakya, itete koriya kya. Guru mukha padma vakya, itete koriya kya. Arana koriyo maniya cha. Arana koriyo maniya cha. Shri Guru charane rati, aise uttama gati. Shri Guru charane rati, aise uttama gati. Prasari pure sarva asha. Prasari pure sarva asha. Shuranti lochari dame dame prabhu se. Shuranti lochari dame dame prabhu se. Divya gyani re prakachito. Divya gyani re prakachito. Bhakti jaha mujhe avidya vinasha jate. Bhakti jaha mujhe avidya vinasha jate. Rangai jaha ranjarito. Rangai jaha ranjarito. Paramadhanara Bandhu. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Paramadhanara Bandhu. Ganna loke rajivana. Ganna loke rajivana. Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Devi Garavani Vajarini Nirvishesha Sunabadi Achachari Sudarine Krishna, Caitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Srivasari Gaura, Bhattavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhattavrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Gaura Bhattavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Gauri Nitai ke, Srila Prabhupada ke, Jai Gaura Premanandi. Jai Om Ishtapat Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Satarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Ishtapat Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Asatarasata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki Jai. आनंद गुरु वैष्णव की जय, नमचर्या हरिदास ठाकुर की जय, प्रेम से कोशि कृष्ण चेतना प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, श्री श्री राधे कृष्ण गोपिनाथ श्याम कुंद राधे कुंदगिरी गोवर्धन की जय, श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, मथुरा धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, तुलसी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Namaste Hare Krishna Vishte Bhutri Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bracharina Nirvishesha Shunamari Pascharti Rishtarine.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. Across the ocean of material suffering and attain mercy of Krishna, my only wish is to my consciousness to be purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates. By him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. May your fame be spread all over the three worlds. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Namaste Hare Krishna Vishte Bhutri Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bracharine Nirvishesha Shunamari Pascharti Rishtarine.
Shri Panchatattva ki
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai Gaura Premanande.
Hari 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 Bol.
Namaste Hare Krishna Vishte Bhutri Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bracharine Nirvishesha Shunamari Pascharti Rishtarine.
Jai Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Namaste Hare Krishna Vishte Bhutri Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bracharine Nirvishesha Shunamari Pascharti.
already heating up. Yes, please. Oh, there was 37 viewers on the system. Even though especially through the class. Awesome. Namo Vishnupada Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shimata Bhaktivinoda Swami Namri Ram Sri Sampade Namo Chandane Namo Vishnupada Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shimata Bhaktivinoda Swami Namri Ram Sri Sampade Namo Chandane Namo Vishnupada Krishna Krishna Bhutale Shimata Bhaktivinoda Swami Namri Ram Sri Sampade Namo Chandane Namo Mahavadaya Krishna Pramapradaya Krishna Namo Mahavadaya Krishna Pramapradaya Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namo Krishna Mahavadaya Krishna Pramapradaya Krishna Chaitanya Namo Krishna Namo Mahavadaya Gurudhamana Chaitanya Namo Krishna Namo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, everybody. Hare Krishna.